maybe a bit of an origin story, the
Sure.
idea behind it, and what it was like when you were first getting started out with Social Made Local.
So I own 2 businesses right now. So one of my businesses is a social media agency, which started about 4 years ago. So when we started that company, me and my business partner, who's now moved on to run a parkour gym, which is probably more exciting than social media. About a year in, we just started having a lot of people that were very interested in how we made content, our philosophies behind content, that type of stuff. But as a digital agency, we didn't really have much to offer them because they weren't really clients. They weren't really people that would hire us to do things, but they just thought we were like cool. Like we sort of did like some photo contests and stuff to keep some of those people excited, but it didn't really serve the goal of T Squared. So my background educationally is like I went to art college in Calgary, and I went and did my fashion design and marketing degree in Montreal. So when I kind of like started thinking about what I wanted to do potentially with something else other than T Squared to sort of like address this group of people that just thought we were cool. I thought, well, what if I start like a t-shirt company? So we had like a bit of a shirt that was now called the OG, and that was effectively like our staff shirt. So we would wear that when we were in public filming. And then people were like, oh, that's a cool shirt and I want one, or can I buy one or whatever. So we gifted a few and like printed a few extras and stuff. And then I kind of thought like, okay, well, what if I made some more designs, and what if I made like a little t-shirt company, right? So in the time we sold them physically, when we started at a store on Broadway called Join, and so we just had a little I had a little shelf built that was 3 feet by 2 feet deep, and so it just sort of. I'm going to talk about the shelf for 1 second, actually. So I got this shelf custom made, and my idea was that it would look like an Instagram grid. So it was basically just like cubbies, and then on the top there was like Social Made Local, and then sort of the logo.
Okay.
So it would look like, how you have your logo on the one side of your Instagram feed, and then kind of the information, and then the grid. So in the grid, there would be some cubbies would have like shirts, but some cubbies would have little squares with like a foam core that had printed images. So it sort of like looked like an Instagram grid, although I can say it was probably more expensive than I should have spent on basically a shelf, and literally no one got the reference. So
do you still have it?
I do. It is at my house because it cost enough that I will probably never let go of it.
Dude, I'm into shelving. Having a podcast set up, 2 chairs, sort of an Instagram grid shelf behind. That's a vibe for sure.
It is. It was a vibe. Nobody knew it was supposed to be an Instagram grid, but I got it.
Well, it's because you're a marketing genius. Not everyone understands.
I'm a marketing something. So so we used to sell it at Join. Then Join moved downtown, changed ownership. It just wasn't the right fit for me anymore. Thought to myself, okay, well, I really want to get some experience with e-commerce, specifically like running an online store.
Right.
And I thought, how hard can it be?
Yeah.
It is definitely not an overnight thing. It is definitely not like, build it and they will come, the next day.
Yeah.
I mean, for anyone who's built a website, it's like, figuring out your wireframing, figuring out your flow, figuring out all those things, right? Like figuring out how customers navigate through things, right? Like all those placements. Even like we can get into this maybe later, but like product photography is like next level.
Yeah.
Like year into it, I switched all my product photography to be. I'm going to talk about this later. Remind me to talk about product photography because this is not Origins related, but it is like an obsession of mine now. So I moved everything online. With the designs, I've always had a really strong commitment for better or worse. Some people might say worse. I might say mostly better. I've always had a commitment to working with local contemporary artists. So, if you read blogs about how to start a t-shirt company, they're going to say stuff like, go on Fiverr, buy 20 designs at, $10 a piece, find out which one works and do that. I absolutely think that sounds like a great system for the most part. I have chosen to collaborate with local artists on like just about 80% of my pieces.
Okay.
So all of my shirt designs currently, there's a couple that have been done out of Edmonton, but the rest have all been done by like local artists who are, people who are either graphic artists or like actual contemporary artists who've done large scale murals. Different kinds of art pieces have been shown at the Remy, whatever.
Wow.
So I mean, every shirt is not just a shirt. It's like comes out of conversations that I've had with these artists about social media, about their thoughts on it. Yeah. Certainly it's been challenging from a financial perspective, because it does make producing things much more expensive. But that is what it is, and it's something I'm still committed to doing.
For sure.
I just think it's just what the brand is about, is that collaborative piece.
Yeah.
So
do you have intentions of getting into, say, mugs or different things other than just t-shirts? You know what I'm saying?
Yes. I mean, so I've kind of been hung up on the t-shirt because I just want to establish that category.
Okay.
We do have some hoodies and crew necks and stuff like that. Probably less than I'd like to have, especially going into fall. But I think like the t-shirts have been going really well. Everything's been going good enough. I do sort of think like I would be interested in getting into some stuff that's got different price points behind it.
Right.
I've been sort of investigating patches.
Okay.
And I feel like everyone seems really excited about patches, but I don't know anyone that owns patches. So it makes me wonder if it's just one of those things where, it's like everyone just thinks they're cool, but they never actually like go for it.